Hello and welcome to Monster Mechanics bonus episode where we're talking about a monster temp agency. Okay, so the ground rules for this is I have got a monster encounter table in front of me, both in its size and number, and then also the fact that it's full of monsters. And we're going to be using that to generate some random monsters that Zach and I will then try to figure out what job that monster would be good at.
As you know, the economy has been pretty bad lately, and monsters are not unaffected. So we're going to try and find them some work.
All right. So we're going to be doing this randomly. We haven't prepped anything ahead of time. So I'm going to need you, Zach, to do my rolling for me.
Alrighty.
I want you to start off with a, just give me a D100.
Sure. That is an 81.
81 is an uncommon monster. Okay. So we want, what kind of region do you think we're in? Let's say warm desert. Uncommon monsters in a warm desert.
Sure.
All right. Give me another D100.
That's a 71.
Ooh, 71. A Manticore. All right.
Oh. So a Manticore is, at least in D&D, a lion with a man's face and I believe some sort of barbed tail. Also leathery bat wings or dragon wings.
And it looks like in the traditional version, it's pretty much the same, except that it does not have leathery bat wings. It's just got a monstrous man head and some sort of spiny, poisonous tail. Okay.
All right.
Often used in heraldic. Okay, so let's do the traditional version today, because I think that's more interesting. We have to really focus in on its strengths there.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a man's face. I wonder if it probably speaks, right? So it's like, this thing's come in and asked for employment. We're talking about a sentient creature. This isn't us placing a beast.
Mm-hmm. At least in D&D, they're intelligent, although not very.
Yeah. We're not going to ask this thing to do taxes for us.
Yeah. With those big old lion mitts, probably not a great typist.
I'm sorry. I always find these ancient, or not the medieval drawings super hilarious. I'm linking you one now.
Oh. Oh, God.
It's like somebody would doodle in the corner of their notebook. Okay. So lions aren't super fast, so I think that takes out messenger services.
Okay.
They are highly social, so maybe a sales position of some sort might work. If you thought that it could be, although I don't know, like, I don't think I could be talked into something by a Manticore, but I could definitely be threatened into something by a Manticore. So
maybe it's in collections.
Ooh, collections is an excellent idea. And that knocks collections out of the way because we're not going to reuse jobs. That menacing quilled tail works very well for collections. General big and strong and all that stuff. You could also maybe side as a repo man where he's like repossessing items just by like hauling them off.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need super dexterousness for that, right? Like you can just pick up a cart, maybe the horse too.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. And man-eater. Yeah, I think that works great. I think that would work out just fine. So we're going to place our Manticore friend in a collections agency of some sort. And in a modern collections agency where you're just like cold calling people, you don't need thumbs or anything for that. They just get you the headset.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. There. Okay, give me another D100 roll, Zach. Let's move on to our next guy.
All right, that's a 46.
46 is a common monster. And we just did desert, so let's do a forest this time. Okay. Give me another D100.
That's an 84.
An ogre. Well, collections is already taken.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if we're one of the things I said before we started was that we're not confining ourselves to a time, right? So we can do past and present and all that things. And I think an ogre would make an excellent professional sports player. Like that's linebacker material for you, right?
Hell yeah.
Or make him the goalie of a hockey team and he just like sits in front of the goal because like he's just physically too big. You didn't even have to do anything. You can just you can plop him in there. Find ourselves a local sports team. How tall are ogres in D&D?
In D&D, they're usually about 9 feet tall.
Oh, he could dunk without even having to get off the ground then. Absolutely. I mean, that even puts Shaq to shame.
Yeah.
Do you have a counter proposal?
I mean, I feel like, definitely making making use of that size is the way to go with ogres, because you're not going to get a whole lot of them out of intellectually speaking.
Yeah, the only other option might be like a window cleaner the other would be another option for him, because you can get to that second floor without having to use a ladder or anything like that.
Yeah, but if you're like on skyscrapers, you don't want to try and find a harness for a 700-pound ogre.
Yeah, and if we get like Spider-Man later or something, then we probably want to give him the window washing thing.
You got Spider-Man on that table in there somewhere?
Aren't there Spider-Men in, like, this is second edition D&D?
Not the Marvel character so much as...
No, a man spider, I guess.
I see, yes. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I see where the confusion came from. Okay,
this is also a first come, first serve process, so...
That's true. And Peter Parker is famously down on his luck about when cash is concerned, so he could show up. We wouldn't turn him away. Yeah. All right, we're going to do mountains. Give me another D100 roll.
Alrighty. That's a 31.
31, yet another common mountainous monster. Okay. Go ahead and roll me another D100 for the actual monster.
Certainly. It's a 21. That one guy just really likes the one.
A night ghoul.
Not to be confused with a day ghoul. Well, we've clearly got some kind of nocturnal worker.
Yeah.
Some night shift here.
Yeah, but like aren't ghouls let's see, in the original Arabic, they're described as greedy and gluttonous. Also known as it's also closely linked with grave robbers, are also called ghouls. Mm-hmm. Well, grave robbing is not a job. We can't place him as a grave robber. I think that seems.
And I feel like any agency that hires him as a mortician or morgue assistant or funeral home director just isn't paying attention.
No, and similarly, we probably if they like are ravenous and they eat a lot, we can't put them anywhere in the food service or delivery industries either. So maybe there's a place where that's helpful. Like, those people who clean up crime scenes?
Oh.
So it's just goes in there and licks the carpets clean and
That's awful.
Sorry.
Don't worry, it's been sanitized.
Yeah. It's been licked clean. Believe me, I would not have let a single speck of biohazardous material to be left in there, or the cat that was still in the apartment.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to come up with something better than that for the ghoul.
I think that's. I think he's found his calling.
All right. So let's move on to the subterranean. Ooh, all right. Okay. So give me another D100.
35.
Here we go. Temperate subterranean. Okay. I don't know what's the difference between Arctic subterranean and temperate subterranean, but all right. Give me another D100 roll.
Okay. That's a 29.
Ooh, a white.
Oh, yet another undead.
Yep. In original usage, the word white described a living human being. It seems to be that it came associated with the undead, specifically pretty much because of... no. It's from the same place that J.R. Tolkien pulled his version of the Barrow Wight. Okay. Something called the Gredis Saga. Interesting.
Is there anything notable about whites that...
Yeah. It's actually just like a word for a person. It's it literally translates as just like person. It's the same etymological root as a bunch of other words that like where and with and things like that. So let's go with the D&D version of it. What's the D&D white?
And mostly it's just a vengeful, I believe, corporeal spirit.
Okay.
Let's see, they got sunlight sensitivity, intelligent undead humanoids that resemble armed and armored corpses. They never tire in pursuit of their goal of making eternal war against the living.
Okay, so definitely not customer service. Probably nothing customer facing at all. But the fact that they don't sleep does make them good for 24-hour on-call positions. Is there anything like that? We don't want to make him a paramedic. He's probably not going to be a fireman. I don't think I would trust an undead to be like a fire watcher out in the or park ranger or anything like that.
I mean, there's not a lot I would trust an undead to do, but
well, we got to find this guy a job though.
My life bias just kind of poking through there.
So what else could they do?
IT.
No, I work IT. It involves you could not have a hatred. You will end up with a hatred of all living things working in IT, but you couldn't start that way. You wouldn't make it.
So you're slated for being a white, I see.
Yeah, probably. Now, maybe you could put him in a data center, which run 24 hours a day. Yeah. So that might work. A data center employee. They wouldn't be bothered by the loud noises there either.
Maybe just a programmer.
Oh yeah. Like, that could work.
Spend their time working on code rather than dealing with people.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll hook them up with our IT related resources. Something non work facing. We'll figure out if he either has the aptitude for programming. If not, we'll stick him in a data center somewhere. Okay. We have a couple more zones. I'm going to say the next one, we're just going to go ahead and do a rare because we haven't gotten rare yet. So rare swamp creature. Let's go find that table.
That's straight 80.
What the hell's a garbug?
A garbug.
Is that Crabman? I love that photo. It's an insectoid creature the size of a rhinoceros with 4 spindly legs and lobster-like pincers.
So he's a lobster man?
I hope it has intelligence. Int of 1. It's not a lobster man. It's just a big lobster. And it looked like it had a man's face in this image, but it's an intelligence of 1, which means that it's not sentient, which is really unfortunate because that is adorable. I'll make sure.
So supposing we can get this low intelligence creature a job, like I assume some sort of aquatic environment.
Yeah. Okay. So like we'll throw a twist at it, which is that he's been affected by the Awaken spell, which gives him some intelligence and makes him a thing. So okay, yeah. So this is once again this is a rhinoceros-sized beetle with lobster-like claws and the lower half of a man's face. I love it. Ooh, so what's it say about? It's an arbor. They have a taste for giant vermin. They stand between 5 and 6 feet tall. They got crab claws. Okay, so nothing dexterous, right? Like we can't make him a blackjack dealer. What about? And can opener is not something that is like an actual position. Aquatic environment is good. Although this is a swamp, apparently they live in swamps. So, what about forester? Like a lumberjack? Could you just like slice like trees down with those big old claws, maybe, or a gardener? Maybe he's just general landscaping work.
Garbug landscaping. I'm for it.
All right, yeah, we're gonna get him some. I mean, and then he can express himself creatively, a la Edward Scissorhands. Okay, what haven't we done yet? Ooh, straight water. Okay, give me I'm going to do another. We'll do an uncommon from that. So give me give me a straight heads or tails or something like that, odds or evens, real quick to determine fresh or salt.
Okay,
water.
We'll do an odds or evens, and that is odd.
We didn't decide which one was which. Okay, odds will be fresh. And do it again. Yeah.
Even.
Even. Okay, so saltwater. Okay, we're going to do an uncommon saltwater creature. So give me a D100.
15.
15. Where's that particular table? I got freshwater. Where's saltwater? Also, this table calls freshwater sweetwater, which I think is hilarious and kind of like adorable.
Interesting.
15, you say. A saltwater troll.
Oh, nice. Yeah, saltwater troll. Okay.
What is specific about a saltwater troll? Is it just a regular troll that lives in? I get a lot of boat motors when I search saltwater troll.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is that his job? Is a boat motor?
I feel like there's like a miscommunication at the temp agency, and they're just like, all right, let's get him on a boat.
So obviously he's just come back from that job, not drog. Okay. I mean, it probably would be an okay fisherman. Although you wouldn't need a boat, really. If you could communicate with them properly, maybe pearl diver,
Oh, yeah.
undersea welder. He's not gonna hurt himself on the flame, or he will, but it'll grow back, right?
Well, no, trolls specifically don't regenerate fire damage.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, so maybe not underwater welder then.
So welding's probably not a great fit for them.
Yeah. No, only if we get like a fire elemental or something like that then. Okay.
No, I feel like I'm still kind of hung up on the idea of him just being on a fishing trawler, just
all right.
just do completely miscommunication.
Yeah, our little agency definitely accidentally sent at least a couple of them out like that. And maybe it worked out for some of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do a very rare subterranean. Give me a D100.
Alrighty. That is a 96.
I think that brings us to the Flumph. The Flumph is one of the only lawful good creatures in the original Monsters Manual, if I remember correctly. And I think they are intelligent. Yeah, they live in the Underdark.
Basically picture a giant floating jellyfish.
They're essentially a joke creature that isn't useful in any way. So I think it's a perfect opportunity for us to find this thing's true calling in life. They're basically the Hanar, aren't they? That's pretty much the same idea.
They are basically the Hanar.
Yes. Ooh, they have a stench spray and acid injection.
For some reason, I'm picturing them as a tour guide. I don't know why.
Yeah, they could totally do that. I mean, they're intelligent and wise. I feel like it feels like that they could do something with those tentacles, right? They got to be good at multitasking.
Another thing is, I believe they're telepathic, which is a big thing.
Maybe they are a customer service person then, because I'm looking at this entry form and they got 14 wisdom, which is it's way above average for most people. So that makes them that should make them a pretty decent being able to sense out what other people need, maybe like a therapist or something. Plus 7 diplomacy. Yeah, that's totally a social worker.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, that's some options in there. Social work or sales or customer service. I think we could totally place them in one of those positions. Well, I think we've covered our bases here. So that will be the extent of our episode. Hey, if you have an idea for something that would have fit one of these creatures better, just sling that idea to us on Twitter, which is @MonsterMPod, or you can email us at monstermechanicspodcast@gmail.com. I'd love for you guys to join us next week. It's going to be Nazgul. All right, bye.
Until next time.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Monster Mechanics. Hey, if you've got a few spare minutes, why don't you head over to your iTunes app or maybe Podchaser and leave a rating or review, help people find our podcast. Now to the credits. Monster Mechanics is produced and edited by me, Scott Paladin, and hosted by myself and my best friend, Zach Jaquays. All of the ideas generated during our podcast are released under a do what the f*** you want public license.